So I have some questions I'm going to ask. I'm going to open up to you guys as well too. So first of all, congratulations on success of Halloween.
Thank you. Yeah.
What was it like when you first found out you were going to take on this iconic role?
As soon as I heard that I was going to be going to meet them, I immediately auditioned. So once I go to that mode, I don't think about the iconic nature of the character, or it doesn't make me nervous. I just get focused on the mission. So, and I stayed in that place. So it never dawned on me what I did until after I was done. And then I got to think about, wow, that's great.
What was your first experience seeing, well, I'm assuming it's the premiere of the Chinese, but was that your first experience seeing the entire finished product?
Yes, it was.
What was your thought going through that night, watching it on the screen for the first time?
You know, here's a crazy thing. Like, when I work, I experience not 1 nanosecond of stress or anxiety. I sweat my ass off, that's because I'm working my ass off. But I don't like to watch myself on film. So, but that was special. I mean, going to that premiere in the Chinese theater, and and knowing how hard we worked, and the immense amount of talent that was poured into that film, there's no way I was not going to go. So, and then I sat there and sweat balls. I love it. I was just, but but see, when you work on something like that, my critical mind jumps in. I start, I sit here I sat like this, just analyzing, and so which is why I like to watch my own things.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly, and I love it. But it's, Jude, it was crazy. I was so good at that.
Now, can you talk a little bit about working with director David Gordon Green? How much freedom did you have, and what did you take from performances that came before and to make it your own?
Well, okay, so when I was preparing for it to put on tape, I watched the original one time, and there was a specific scene where Nick Hassel, the shape, was walking the camera left to camera right in the backyard, and all I was doing was reaching in spiritually to find the essence of his energy, and so that's a feeling thing. It's not a thinking thing. There's nothing analytical about what I was doing. So when I saw that scene in the movie, I was like, I got it. I captured whatever that was. So that's what I did when they put me on tape. And then when I met David, David called me when they called me, hired me. David called and said, okay, so we'll just talk about general things, just to kind of become acquainted with each other. And then he said, okay, I have this notion that the shape should move very cat-like. And I said, well, that's interesting because my cat Parson was sitting on my lap right now. And I had used cat-like motions when I worked on Buffy, playing the Kinderscope. So then when I got down there, David and I never talked about character. He never directed me a character. The only thing David would do is he'd come over and say, okay, Jimmy, we're going to do this and this and this and this, and so then we lay down, okay, these are your marks, and this is who you're going to do. And so it was all very mechanical. And then after we maybe do a few takes or whatever, and then while tape was rolling, while camera was rolling, then he stepped in, and this was the truly fun part about working with David Gordon Green, is all of a sudden he goes, Jimmy, okay, Trey, oh, how about this? And then sometimes we do things like, I don't like to look at myself in the monitor after I shoot. I'm just in my space, I do what I do. If I'm doing something wrong, I expect the director to tell me. So, but there are times when David would run over and grab it, you gotta see this, man, you gotta see this. And so, working with David was like working with you, like playing with your best friend on the most awesome freaking game. You're just like so stoked to be there. You're just like two kids, yeah, it was freaking amazing. He's such a joy to work with.
Now, it was such an amazing cast of co-stars with you in the film. Of course, working with Jamie Lee Curtis, what was that like? With her coming back to that role for the first time in 20 years since she had previously done it for H2O, what was that like working with her?
She's amazing. Well, when she first got in, she introduced herself very, very warmly and professionally, and then I didn't speak to her for about a week. I wanted to give her the space to, because I really understood that her character is so complex, and you never know how an actor's going to work until you get to know them and work with them. So I wanted to give her the space to do what she needed to do. And then we were preparing a fight scene, which we shot but didn't make it to screen. And we were in the hair trailer, and she was far, far in, and that's pretty much the way it always was. And she all of a sudden she just marched over to me and says, "Okay, we got to talk about this fight thing." And after that, the door was open, and then we would walk the set together. And she's a deeply spiritual woman. I mean, she's a deeply spiritual woman, and I think in this age of feminine empowerment, when women are really finding their voice and changing the world for a better place, Jamie Lee Curtis is a poster child for empowerment. She's highly intelligent, highly creative. She's lived through a lot of shit. She's a recovering alcoholic. She is direct and self-confident, self-deprecating. She doesn't take herself too seriously. I mean, if you want to list the qualities of a woman that you would want as a friend, or as a lover, or as a sister, or a mother, that's Jamie. She's an amazing woman.
How much was it evolved from when you first were cast to what we saw on the screen?
Well, it did evolve because there were several iterations, but I stopped after the second rewrite from the start. When we started, after I read the second one, I stopped reading because I didn't need to worry about changing dialogue.
Yeah.
My character, the work I'd done to create the shape was already in there.
Yeah.
I just needed to show up on the day, and so I actually stopped reading the call sheet. So the call sheet every morning tells you who's going to work that day, what call times are, what time's supposed to be there, and then you have the dialogue, the pages you're going to shoot that day, so everybody can show up and know. And then if the dialogue changes, you know. But I stopped being interested in that because I just didn't want to cloud my mind with anything except being, which to me was very true to who the shape is, because there's no thought process, and I wanted to have no thought process. So,
what would you say? Would you say, as an actor, having a role where you're entirely relying on your physical presence is more challenging than having dialogue to support that?
no, I think it's the same, because it's a spiritual place, and once you find that place, it's like athletes call it the zone. When you're in the zone, you're in the zone. If you're not in the zone, you're not in the zone. So it's not a matter of degrees of effort anymore. It just is. You either, like the Yoda says, there is no try, there is do and do not. So you either do it or you don't.
What for you was the most rewarding sequence in the film to shoot?
There's so many, for sure. But the final scene, the flame, the fire, because is dangerous. In fact, there was a new stunt coordinator that came in, Ron Hutchinson, the wonderful stunt coordinator who did the body of the film, couldn't make it for the last week, so they brought in another stunt coordinator, and he had never worked with me before. So the fire gag is a dangerous gag, and it's I'm an actor stuntman. I do both, and I've done a lot of both. So which is why I was hired. But he was feeling shaky about it, and I was going to have to pull the 800-pound gorilla card and say, no, this is my show, I'm going to do it. But it never came down to that because Christopher Nelson went in to Ryan Turek and David Green and said, guys, no one's going to do it with Jim. I'm not putting that mask on anybody with Jim. And because his reasoning was that mask was built to my face, not to anybody else's face. And if somebody else put that mask on, it morphs the quality of the mask. And he was really well. Okay, so to prepare for the gag, I had 2 Nomex suits that were soaking in fire retardant gel overnight. And man, okay, it was cold. I mean, cold isn't the word for it. So I put on those 2 Nomex suits, and then I put on the costume, which had also been sprayed down with fire retardant material. I gelled up everywhere skin might show. Put the mask on. So when the explosion goes, if you've ever sat in front of a campfire and your jeans get really hot, but it's cold outside, so you don't want to get away from the fire. But at a certain point, you gotta go. Like, okay, that certain point you gotta go. Like, you gotta get away from the fire. That's how hot it was immediately at the explosion. So my whole body was feeling that intense heat. Of course, my eyes were closed, my mouth was closed when the explosion happens. And then, after I could feel that wave of heat, and then the heat is continuous. Then I could breathe, but I had to breathe like this.
Because if I breathed in normally like we do, I would burn the epithelial lining of my throat and lungs and my mouth. So, and then what you do is you have to wait for a bite. At a certain point, you get bit. First time was on the neck, second time was on the leg. And when you get bit, you've got 3 to 5 seconds to get out of the flames, or you start to burn. Your skin will start to burn. So, and then at that point, the firefighters are there with CO2. And so for me, I love the place I had to go to anyhow to play the shape because it's so deep and so still. But that place, because of the danger, when you're in that level of danger, you have to be calm. And man, if I could live in that level of calm my entire life, I mean, the dollar would be coming to me for advice.
What was